Baylor Dynasty is back, and we are doing a little revamp of the series here. For those of you who are new to the channel, and there have been a lot of people over the past few weeks, if this is your first time watching, then welcome in. If you're looking for a place to start, then this is the episode to start watching. I realize doing one game an episode maybe isn't the best way of going about things, so here we are doing 4 games in an episode. We're going to cut down on some of the filler, give you the best parts, the highlights. Every game's going to be in about a 7 to 10 minute range depending on how close and competitive things are. I will get into the full commentary of everything, but just to catch you guys up, and for those who are new, Baylor has been ravaged by the transfer portal over the past couple of years, and it has culminated in a steady decrease in talent and in turn a steady decrease in wins. And our Baylor Bears are sitting here so far at 0-5 on the season. But as you can see here, Caden Jenkins is a player for us to watch. He is our lone star player, our best player on the roster, a sophomore cornerback who has been absolutely incredible so far this season. And as we head into this game against Iowa State, we're looking for our first win of the season. I'll have more to say after the game and in between the games when we get into recruiting, but let's get into the full commentary here as Iowa State has the football in enemy territory and handoff to Sama Abu. He's going to get stopped for a gain of 2. Good open field tackle to set up third down where they go play action. The blitz comes in, and that's going to be a sack. Matt Jones got in there on the blitz. Baylor has it backed up at their own 5-yard line. Man in motion, they swing it out to him, and that's going to be Richard Reese, the dynamic running back. He is the explosive back in our backfield. Now jumping ahead to third down, handoff to Dawson Pendergrass, the big power back, has nowhere to go, and it's going to be a punt. Good field position as it's going to be Abu with the carry, up ahead for the first down, untouched before he gets to the marker. Now 3rd and 7, shotgun formation at the 40-yard line. Abu on the screen, it's set up. The blitz was in from Baylor, but they countered it perfectly, and now inside the 30-yard line goes Iowa State. 2nd down and 10, shotgun play action. It's going to be Rocco Beck throwing, and he's got an open man downfield, and that's caught for a touchdown. And that's going to be the tight end, Steve-O. Clock's leaking out, and the number 2 tight end has an open spot in the zone, and Iowa State strikes first. This has been a theme for Baylor this season, as starting running back Richard Reese gets the carry for a first down, but Baylor has routinely started slow in these games, and you can see they've already had a slow start with it when it comes to the fact that they have gone 3 and out multiple times already. Finally, they were able to move the chains a little bit, and there's Daquan Finn throwing underneath, and that's going to be the speedy Monterey Baldwin, who is always a danger with the ball in his hands. Finn to throw now, and he's got a man open underneath. That's going to be Richardson, and Richardson has a lot of room, and that's going to be a flag. How about we tack on more yardage afterwards? It's going to be a late hit out of bounds, but he just got open, and the linebacker couldn't get to him in time. Now at the 10-yard line, set up Finn, goes with a fake, and he's got Keytron Jackson with a lead block, and it springs him ahead for the touchdown. And the Keytron Jackson motion, he gets the key block and seals an untouched touchdown for the quarterback Daquan Finn, who is a dual threat. He has struggled so far this season, but his running has at least been something that we've been able to hang our hats on. It is 7-7 now, is in the second quarter. It's going to be 3rd down, and Rocco Beck throwing over the middle. That's going to be caught, and it is Higgins, the star receiver of this team. This team has a dynamic duo at the receiver position as they go quickly, and that's going to be the other receiver, Jalen Noel, on the RPO, and Jalen Noel has a touchdown for Iowa State. One of the better receiver duos in the nation, Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins, and they tag team on that drive to go for 7, as now Daquan Finn in the offense takes over, quickly rolling out on 3rd down, and they fire it to Richardson, who's already having his best receiving game of the season, and Finn now back to the air, will throw and just flat out misses, and the accuracy has been an issue for Finn all season, and now it's going to be 3rd down. Finn will move left, and he is now running. He's taking off, and he's going to go ahead for the first down. Fumbles it out of bounds. It doesn't matter. The first down is acquired, and now on 2nd down and 4, handoff. That's going to be Richardson, and you can see it's already been a productive first half for Dominic Richardson, looking to have his best game of the season as they throw outside. It's going to be Hal Presley. It set up a 3rd and 1, which Baylor would convert. Now at the 11-yard line, 1st down and 10. It's going to be a play fake, and Finn will throw the comeback route outside, and he's got it. It's going to be a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. Looking for the tie. It's going to be Finn rolling right. He's using his legs a lot this game, and he's going to run it up ahead again. And maybe they're trying to emphasize for Finn, you know, you're not a great passer of the football, but you can run it. And speaking of running the football, we're going to run it into the end zone here. Dominic Richardson has the touchdown, and Baylor's offense is looking a little bit better than it has in weeks past. We hold a 14-14 game as we get into the second half here. Beck will throw quickly on the RPO once again, and that's the second time an RPO has hurt us. Not quite a touchdown like last time, but still a 15-yard gain as they hand off to Sama Abu, who's breaking a tackle and stays on his feet. That's great contact balance for a 15-yard run, and Abu is having a great game. It's going to be another handoff to him. He cuts it up inside, breaking another tackle and powering ahead for the first down. He is running angry right now. It's going to be a play action to him now, set it up well, and now he's got the tight end, and it's going to be another big gain, and this Iowa State offense is moving it now. It's going to be about the 20-yard line, handoff to the backup running back. He's still going to find room, and he might not be Sama Abu, but he is definitely running it well there. First down and goal. Back to throw underneath. That's going to be caught. Higgins has the Cyclones inside the 5-yard line. Baylor trying to hold him to a field goal. Second down, handoff to Abu, and it's going to be stopped right at the 1-yard line. Good tackle there. Third down and goal. They're going to sweep it now, trying to go outside, but Baylor swarms, and they're going to bring him down, and maybe if he got back to the line of scrimmage, they would have considered going for it, but from 5 yards out, they're going to kick the field goal. 14-17, Iowa State on top, as it's going to be Daquan Finn getting hit as he's thrown. That's going to be a quick 3 and out, and that's the third 3 and out of the game for Baylor. Can't have that happen. Second down throwing, going to be stopped short. Third down and 2. What do you got here? Defense, handoff to Abu, and the tackling is improving here as the game goes on. It's fourth down. We take the football back. Second down now. It's going to be a tight end screen setup. Michael Trigg, one of the better tight ends in the Big 12, stiff-arming a man and runs up ahead for a first down and more at the 40-yard line now. It's going to be throwing outside. Dominic Richardson, he was split out wide, and Richardson runs a perfect corner route and gets open, and we go into the fourth quarter with Baylor set up with position to potentially not only tie this game, but maybe even take the lead here, as it's going to be third down and 10 to start the fourth quarter. Finn dropping to throw. He's going to go back of the end zone, and it's called for the touchdown. That's Keytron Jackson, and the best receiver on the team has another one, and we are up 21-17 here in the fourth. Rare for Baylor to be leading in the fourth quarter. We force a 3 and out, and the ball is back in our possession. This ragtag group of transfer portal seniors trying to get their first win of this season. 21-17. Can we hold on or even extend our lead as we throw over the middle of the field? And that's Monterey Baldwin shielding himself perfectly so he can hang on, and it's going to be first down set up. Dominic Richardson has another new set of downs, and we are in field goal range, handing it off to Richardson once more, sweeping outside, and he's headed for the marker. He gets stopped short. 8-yard gain though, and now can we get a 2-score lead here? Second and goal. Finn, he's going to run up ahead, but nowhere to go. It's going to be stopped. Third down and goal from the 5-yard line. Finn will throw. He's got nowhere to go with the football. He had time, just no one got open. And Baylor's going to settle for the field goal, playing it safe here, trying to play with a 7-point lead. And the kickoff now is going to not help this team out all that much. It's going to be blown straight out of bounds. Not the first time that that's happened this season, and it's going to set up Iowa State in great field position to try to go on a game-tying drive here late in the fourth quarter. Back clean pocket, throws it over the middle, and that's going to be the tight end once again. And the tight ends, really everybody's been eating us alive in the passing game, as Beck will throw, and he's got another one. It's the other tight end, Benjamin Brommer, and just like that, they're at the 25-yard line in 2 plays. Beck to throw, and he's going to fit it in there. Perfect ball, and that's going to be Daniel Jackson, the third receiver, now first and goal. Iowa State trying to tie this game up with under 2 minutes to play. Third down and goal now. Throwing underneath, and that's going to be caught. Touchdown, Iowa State, and it is Jaden Higgins. Both receivers, him and Noel, have touchdowns now, and it's up to Baylor's offense with a minute to play to try to do something here. And when you get a ball like that to Monterey Baldwin, you're set up. Just maybe a 10-yard play out from field goal range here. First down and 10, under a minute to play. Set up the screen, but the blocking wasn't there, and it's going to be blown up. 5-yard loss. A second down incompletion sets up a third and 15 where we throw to Baldwin, and he can't hang on. It was a tough play to make, and now Iowa State has the ball with 30 seconds to play. Draw to Abu, breaking a tackle, but nowhere to go. Timeout, Iowa State. Third down, trying to get a big play to set up a potential field goal, but they tested Caden Jenkins and they paid for it. Jenkins taking the football back, and he's got it inside the 20-yard line, and Iowa State tested our best player, and they paid gravely for it. It's going to be Baylor football. 20 seconds to play. Handoff, Richardson setting up a chip shot field goal for our first win of the season, and the kick is good. Baylor, finally! It took us 6 games, but they finally got a win, and it was a long and hard 5-game losing streak to start the season. But when we needed the big play, Caden Jenkins was there, and he has been there all season for us. It was his 3rd interception of the year. He almost took that one back, and Finn played a clean game, more clean game than he has played all year. We kind of limited him a little bit, leaned on our ground game, leaned on his legs, and that seemed to be a winning formula for us, as maybe we have figured some things out because Finn has been turning the football over left and right through the air. So maybe just, limit things, simplify things, take the trust out of his hands. You typically don't want to do that with a quarterback and, not give them the trust that they need to go out there and succeed. But if it's going to result in victories, then, hey, we're going to go out here and try to do whatever we can to win games here, because we cannot have another season like we had last year where the team went out and won 3 games. That's why everybody got fired. That's why there's a new coaching staff in town. That's why everything's been changing. That's why players have been leaving in the transfer portal to begin with. Now we're sitting here at 1-5, and you can't exactly expect us to go and make a run for a bowl game, but as we have a bye week here and we take a look at some of the recruiting, as we maybe get prospects and have people commit, I'll kind of talk about recruiting and catch you guys up. You haven't missed a whole lot up until this point before this episode, but this episode's obviously going to accomplish a lot, and you can let me know how you kind of enjoyed that format for the games, and if you like this better or you prefer maybe a little bit more laid back commentary or whatever the case may be. But we have a lot of news to cover here in between these next 2 games, as it's going to be a massive game-changing commit here. Josh Beckett, our top prospect, has committed. But it wasn't only that, because our other top prospect, Alexander Durant, has decided to come along. And then we add 2 3-stars and Marco Fick and a tackle, and Sam Maeva an end. But let's take a look at all the players that we were able to acquire here, as this is such a massive week. And of course it comes when we get our first win of the season, so everything kind of coincides very nicely here. Starting with Marco Fick, and he is a player who's going to take a little bit of time to grow into the player we want him to be. He's a bit undersized, needs to bulk up, needs to get a little bit stronger, but ultimately he's a player that has a lot of potential, could be a tackle or a guard, has athleticism, and is a pretty rock-solid pass protector. Then we get to Sam Maeva, a hybrid defensive end who is basically just a pure run stopper, a guy who's probably not going to be a 3-down player because of his lack of speed off the edge, but a guy you can put in on first down, goal line packages, a nice rotational DN to add to a group that's going to be losing a lot of players. But then the next guy here, Alexander Durant, I think the absolute best player on our board, and we were able to get him. He comes in with day 1 ready ability. Try moving a 6'1", 320+ pounder who's got incredible strength and is a true 3-down player. This is a guy in Durant that's going to be on the field as a true freshman and is going to be seeing significant reps. He's a massive pickup. And maybe the most exciting one of them all, Josh Beckett, an absolute raw freak of a quarterback who's got incredible speed and incredible arm. And the last guy on Baylor who was an incredible athlete at the quarterback position, he did pretty good for himself, and I'm not going to hold him to that level of standard, but man, this is a player who could be special for us. And I mean, with Daquan Finn being a senior quarterback, the competition is pretty open for next year, as there's not going to be anyone really stopping him from becoming the team's starting quarterback next year unless something crazy happens, a transfer portal acquisition or something crazy happens. But you're very likely looking at our quarterback for next season. Those guys are for next year, but as we go back into the present day, how about a little rivalry game? Baylor coming off their first win of the season. They're playing one of their biggest rivals in Texas Tech, who's had a great year so far. It's going to be 1-5 Baylor versus 5-1 ranked Texas Tech. So we are most certainly the underdogs, but let's come out here, ride our momentum on our home turf. And in a rivalry game, you never know what can happen, as Finn is going to start off with a throw to Michael Trigg for a first down, and Baylor trying to start fast. They've not been able to do that all year, but Finn will throw underneath. That's going to be caught by Keytron Jackson. He had the touchdown last week, but compared to some of the weeks past, he was a little bit more quiet. We want to see more of him today as we have the screen set up here for Michael Trigg. We love getting him the ball in open space. He is a great receiving tight end. He gets brought down, and inside the 20-yard line, we jump ahead to third down where we kind of slowed down a little bit. Throwing outside to Hal Presley. It's caught. Not quite a first down, though, and Baylor not going to risk it. They've had problems in these opening drives, so 3 points is most certainly an upgrade from what we've been getting from this team. The quarterback for Texas A&M is Baron Moten. On second down, he drops the throw. He's got his man Josh Douglas for a first down. The player to watch for this Texas Tech offense is star running back Taj Brooks, who's been an incredible player for this Texas Tech team. Left side now, it's going to be Josh Kelly, the other receiver, getting in the action. Now pump fake here. It's going to be a sack for Garmin Randolph, and he flies off the edge. It's going to be second down and long. Handoff Taj Brooks. Here he is breaking a tackle, and Brooks breaking another tackle and going up ahead, getting it to a 3rd and 1/3 and very manageable. Morton to throw it, and they're going to go over the middle where it's broken up. 4th down and 1, but this Texas Tech offense is going to go for it here on their opening drive. Quick throw outside. Baylor sent the blitz anticipating a run. Did not work out. Just barely gets the first down. Now a little quick throw outside. That's going to be caught, and it's the freshman receiver, Micah Hudson. And Micah Hudson has a touchdown for Texas Tech. And just like that, they go on top on their first drive of the game. And with these Texas Tech Baylor games, they tend to be pretty high scoring. Let's see if Baylor can match them. Play action, but the rush gets in. It's a sack. Finn goes down. 3rd down and very long. Finn's going to have to throw it over the middle. Caught, but not quite a first. It's 4th down and 3, and not wanting to go for it in your own territory. They punt the football away, but Baylor's going to take it right back. That's Lorando Johnson, the senior corner, with the interception on 3rd down, and Baylor's going to be set up in great field position inside the 35-yard line. Split shotgun. It's going to be a screen setup. That's going to be Richardson. He's got it in an open space. He had a great game last week, both on the ground and through the air, and Richardson's going to get us inside the 15-yard line. First down and 10, man in motion. This time we hand it. It's going to be Reese. Cuts it up, and that's going to be a great quick cut to get us inside the 5. Jumping ahead, 3rd down and 4. Finn will throw underneath. That's going to be caught by Trigg, but it's 4th down and 2. And this offense is going for it, trying to make a big play here, trying to win this rivalry game, throwing outside. Caught for the touchdown. It's Michael Trigg, and Baylor gets a little aggressive here. And in this game, they're trying to pull off an upset, 10-7 in the favor of Baylor, where the handoff is to Taj Brooks, and he goes up ahead for a big run inside the 45-yard line, and now backed up 3rd down and 12 after 2 good run stops. It's going to be a clean pocket. He had a lot of time to throw, but coverage held up very nicely, and Baylor's going to take over. Playing with the lead here, up by 3, throwing, and that's going to be Monterey Baldwin. Low pass, but Baldwin hangs on. It's going to be 3rd down now, jumping ahead, man in motion. It's going to be Finn to throw it, and he's dropping way back, but he finally throws the check down underneath. That's going to be Richardson, and he has another big catch. He's coming up big in the receiving game these past 2 weeks, and now Finn has Michael Trigg underneath, and Trigg getting involved quite a bit. That's already a number of catches for him here in the first half. Now under 2 minutes to play. It's going to be 4th down and 1, and Baylor once again gets aggressive and goes for it. They get it, and staying in the air when under a minute to play, Finn will go outside, but the ball is a little late, and it's intercepted by Texas Tech. And that's an opportunity to take a 2-score lead, or at least a 6-point lead into the half, and you threw it away. Finn has been late all season on some of his passes, and now Texas Tech has an opportunity here with a big play to try to take at least a tie going into half. Pass is going to be broken up. It's going to be 4th down and maybe just on the outside of field goal range. They're going to go for it here. Maybe they don't trust him from 50 yards plus, but the catch for the first down is going to help set them up in position for a much more makeable field goal, just over 40 yards. And to end the half, the kick is good, and a big swing in momentum here. Baylor could have went up by 6. Instead, it's going to be a tie game here as we go into the second half with Texas Tech having the football, and it's going to be intercepted on the first play. It's going to be intercepted by Caden Jenkins, and he does it again. May have been some of the worst ball tracking I have seen from a receiver. Baylor does a quick 3 and out, though, and they're not able to get a touchdown out of the interception, but they get 3. Texas Tech has not done a lot on offense up until until this point. 2 interceptions by the Baylor defense, but here on first down they throw in. That's the freshman receiver who has their only touchdown, Micah Hudson, but jumping ahead once again. Third down, they just haven't been able to get much going, and Taj Brooks on the check down has 6. They're going to punt the football back to Baylor, who has it, and a quick flip out. That's going to be Ketron Jackson lining up in the backfield and catching a little swing for a first down and a lot more gain of over 20 yards. And now split shotgun, 30-yard line. It's going to be Finn going outside. That's another swing to the running back, and Richard Reese has a first down. And Baylor really utilizing all these motions and lining up all these players in the backfield. Doesn't matter if you're a running back or a receiver. Finn is throwing one deep, though, and it's going to be intercepted. He just basically handed Texas Tech a freebie, and that was just not a good decision, not a good throw. Nothing about that really made a whole lot of sense, but Finn has made puzzling plays like that all season. But when we're forcing a fumble like that, and it somehow goes in Texas Tech's favor, forcing a fumble and still allowing a first down. Finally, Texas Tech is getting something to go their way, though, so, I mean, luck's been kind of on our side up until that point. Now Morton to throw it, and he's got a man over the middle. That's going to be caught. First down and more. It's going to be Josh Kelly. Goal to go. First down and goal. Morton throwing, clean pocket. He's got a lot of time, and he's got an open man for a touchdown, and it's going to be Texas Tech on top. It is Josh Kelly with the touchdown. Baylor is now down as we approach the fourth quarter. Offense taking the field here as Finn will throw underneath. That's going to be Trigg. He's been finding the holes in the zone and has had a very productive game, been a reliable piece for this offense as Finn goes play action. He's rolling right, could take the check down to Trigg. Instead, he's going to run it up ahead for a first down. It works nonetheless, and it's going to be fourth quarter play action. Finn, quick throw. It's going to be to Richardson, who goes up for a first down. Just barely has it. Now inside the 15, second down and 7. It's going to be a handoff, counter right. It's going to be Richardson, and he's going to go to the end zone and is going to score for Baylor. I said these games could turn into a little bit of a shootout, and it hasn't been exactly a high-scoring game, but some action here in the second half as they're going to throw outside deep. Ball, it's going to be caught by the backup tight end Conyers, and with third down here, once again, Texas Tech has stalled when they got into enemy territory, and Baylor's defense has held up very nicely. It's going to be a long 56-yard field goal try, and the kick is good. But every time Texas Tech gets into Baylor territory, they slow down, they stall, and Baylor's able to capitalize. First down now, tie game. It's going to be a fumble, and Baylor jumps on it, saving the possession, but it might derail them, potentially moving down the field here as Finn's going to go deep, and that's going to be caught! It's Ketron Jackson, and he bails them out with a big-time grab. Richardson, handoff, inside the 10-yard line, powering ahead to the 5. Richardson's over 100 yards, and clock is ticking down. Finn will roll out. He's got 1 man in the open field. He jukes somehow, and that's going to be a touchdown. Daquan Finn just juked the defender out of his shoes with that one. Cut it up ahead for a touchdown. Turning to our defense with under 5 to play. That's going to be Conyers with a first down and more inside the 30-yard line. And Texas Tech now first and 10, 1:45 to play. Throwing outside. That's going to be caught. Turning up ahead. They give him the first down, but inside the red zone now. Baylor's defense, what do you got for us? Rolling, and a sack. He rolled right into it. Second down and long, and time is ticking down. Tech is sending everyone to the end zone, trying to test it, and it's swatted away. That's going to be Tevin Williams. Third down and long now. Tech has a lot of time in the pocket. They're going to try to check one down underneath, set up a fourth down try, but not if we force the fumble, and Caden Jenkins jumps on the football, and we're going to take the ball back, and we're going to take home a big-time upset victory. Baylor survives and wins their second in a row. Caden Jenkins jumped on the football, and he makes once again another big play when you need it most. The defense forcing the fumble, getting the stop. Every time Tech got into territory to try to score, it just did not go their way as we were able to shut them down whenever they got close. And Baylor has their second in a row. This team was dead in the water at 0-5 and now suddenly has life with 2 straight victories, including a massive upset over a Texas Tech team that is absolutely devastated. I'm really happy with how the team played, and even though Finn threw some questionable interceptions, it still did not deter us from going out there and getting a big-time victory. Like I said after the last game, I still don't anticipate this team going on a magical run, getting themselves to a bowl game. But if we can go out there and at least exceed our win total from last year, which was 3 wins, I would at least be pretty happy with that, especially with how things started. But let's get into the recruiting side of things, where things are getting a little bit better for us. I mean, it's coinciding with the fact that we are out here actually getting some wins now. We got our top prospects, and obviously getting our two of our 3 top prospects going to free up some hours here where we lost out on some players. But 4-star guard McClellan, we're still in the race. 4-star running back Melendez, we're still in the race. We're losing out on some players, sure, but overall I think we're looking pretty good. I am only going after players who are interested when it comes to 4 and 5 stars, so this is going to be a lot more realistic for those of you new to the series, where I'm not going to go out there and just throw a bunch of 5 stars on the board and just send the house on them. I'm only going after 4 and 5 stars that are interested in us, and then everything else is kind of fair game, but I don't want to just make this a super team off the bat and be unrealistic with our recruiting. So there's going to be a lot of 3 stars. Baylor on average only gets a couple of 4 stars year to year. They've only ever gotten 2 5-star players in their entire school history, so it's unrealistic for me to just go out here, throw a bunch of 5 stars on the board and just be done with it. This is going to be a situation where this team is going to take some time to rebuild and retool. So as we continue on, advance the week, we get some great news. Our 3rd player, 4-star Tyree Dobbins, our 3rd best player on the board, and we can see right there Caden Jenkins with a little defensive national player of the week. But our top 3 players going into this season were Josh Beckett, Alexander Durant, and Tyree Dobbins. Before we take a look at Dobbins, look at Sergio Quintana, who is a athlete. I don't know what I think of him as a tight end, a 6'1", 250-pounder. Really undersized to be a tight end, maybe like a fullback, but I can see him maybe not even being a player that we play on offense. He seems like someone who kind of more fits as like an archetype of a linebacker potentially. Obviously, we don't know his defensive stuff yet, but I don't really see myself playing him at tight end. But let's get to the player I'm really excited about, Tyree Dobbins. I think he has everything in him to be a prototypical #1 receiver. He's 6'3", so good build, 93 speed, 93 jumping, so he's got the athleticism. He can catch, he can run routes at an effective level. He does not have any elite level traits here, but he has all the makings of what you would want from a physical profile as a true #1 wide receiver, and that's what this team really lacks, especially with the fact that our top 6 wide receivers all are seniors, so our entire receiving core is going to get replaced. So Dobbins is probably going to play also as a freshman. We hope that one day Tyree Dobbins can be a great receiver. But if we want to know what a great wide receiver looks like, how about we look on our opponent's sidelines for arguably the best wide receiver in the nation in Teteroa McMillan, as you can argue him, Luther Burden are among the 2 best receivers in the nation. But either way you look at it, Teteroa McMillan's going to be a 1st-round pick, and he's going to have to be our objective to stop if we're going to upset back-to-back ranked teams. But as we start on offense with a 3-and-out, it's not going to look good. But McMillan is going to be a dangerous player, and not to mention you have Noah Fafita launching one down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Fafita and McMillan are a dynamic duo. He's a great college quarterback. As on 3rd down, he throws over the middle. It's going to be broken up, and the rain is going to play a factor here. It's going to be more difficult to throw and catch the football. And speaking of difficulties, that's another 3-and-out, back-to-back 3-and-outs, and it's starting to look like the first 5 weeks of Baylor offense. With 3-and-outs left and right, we are able to get a quick stop, though, and Baylor takes over on offense. 2nd down and 10, and he gets wrapped up for a sack. Free rusher came off the edge, basically. And on 3rd down, the same thing happens, and it's going to be a sack, and Baylor just can't do anything so far. It's been a fast-moving first quarter because there just hasn't been a whole lot of action here. The rain is messing with both these teams, and both of them struggling to play in the elements. Fafita to throw, and he's going to get the football out before the pressure gets in there. It's going to be Roberto Miranda, the tight end, with the catch at the 40-yard line. Now jumping to 2nd down and 7. Handoff. It's going to be open lane, cutting up ahead. It's going to be a 1st down run now, and that's Quali Conley. He's their lead back for today as he gets the draw play now, and that's going to be another open lane, well blocked, and he's going to have an 8-yard run now in the red zone. Haven't seen McMillan get a catch yet, but they're going to be looking to target the tight end now over the middle. That was Miranda once again, another big catch for him. Now 1st and goal, handoff. That's Conley. finally, and that's going to be a touchdown. Arizona takes the lead, and as Arizona's trying to punch their ticket to a potential playoff appearance, they're at the point in the season where that's going to be something they're thinking of here, as Baylor will throw now over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. First play of the drive, and Baylor's offense has been abysmal so far. It seems like 2 good weeks in a row, and everything's just gone down the drain as Conley has the screen. He's going to have nowhere to go there on 3rd down. 4th down, the field goal try. It's not going to be easy in the rain, but it's going to be up and good. It's going to be an early 10-0 and an easy 10-0 lead. We got to figure out something here on offense. We try to set up the screen. Maybe that could work. At the playmaker, the ball is. That's going to be Monterey Baldwin for our biggest gain of the day, and finally we're able to move the chains here. But we are back now on 3rd down as we have struggled the last 2 plays, but we got Monterey Baldwin for a 1st down. That's back-to-back big plays to Baldwin. Now we're in opponent territory, throwing one outside, trying to fit that in there. It was a dangerous ball. It's going to be 4th down and a long field goal try, and that kick is just way too weak, and it is no good. Baylor held off the scoreboard still as we are nearing halftime in this very fast-moving and pretty disappointing offensive game for our Baylor Bears. Play action, Fafita throwing, and there he is. That's McMillan. Tekiora McMillan has the 1st down. He's been held in check a little bit, but it's only a matter of time before they start getting him the ball, and there we go. That's going to be caught for a 1st down. You can't stop him. You can only hope to slow him down. Arizona will hand it. That's going to be Conley finishing off the drive once more. It is going to be 17-0. Baylor just getting blown out so far in this 1st half. Can this offense do something with a little bit of time left? 3rd down, throwing. That's going to be broken up again. And what do you know? It's another 3-and-out type of situation. And Arizona has an opportunity to try to get some more points up on the board. About 30 seconds to play now. 3rd down and 5. Arizona dropping back. Fafita will throw. There's McMillan, and he gets stopped right short of the 1st down marker. And because of that, Arizona's going to tick the clock down, kick a long field goal, and it is good. We're going to go to the 2nd half. It's a 20-0 game as Arizona is putting the beating on Baylor, and that's going to be a screen to Conley that goes for a big gain. And can Baylor do anything to try to get back into it? Fafita throwing. That's going to be caught. That's going to be another 1st down, and inside the 35-yard line. What does Baylor's defense have for us this time? And that's going to be intercepted. That's Tevin Williams. And Williams is going to go untouched all the way. He jumped the bubble screen. And finally, Baylor's on the board. And our offense can't score. Well, how about our defense? Tevin Williams, that's his 2nd touchdown of the season, as he has done this before. That game against North Carolina, he had a touchdown in less than 10 seconds of game time. So now it's going to be 20-7, and Baylor gets a stop. So maybe the defense getting some momentum. Can the offense follow up on the defense's success? It's going to be Finn throwing on the run. Caught. That's going to be our biggest play. Monterey Baldwin has it, and now it's 2nd down and 5. Can we make this comeback attempt? Finn was going to roll left, but there was a free rusher, and then he had nowhere to go with the ball, and he just takes the sack. You can't do that. You got to get rid of it if they blow the play up. Now it's 3rd down. Caught by Jackson. 4th down and 5. Baylor's going to go for the field goal here. Could have maybe went for it. Instead, they're going to chop it down to a 10-point game and try to keep the momentum in their favor. They've scored 10 unanswered. Does the defense have another stop for us? And yes, they do. It's going to be a 3-and-out. Baylor down by 10. We're closing in on the 4th quarter. Finn trying to outrun him. Can he beat him to the corner? No, he can't. And another big sack by Finn. He's got to know when to throw the football away, and he just doesn't do it. He takes another sack, and Arizona takes over in great field position. 1st and 10, Fafita down the field, overthrown, and he might have had a touchdown shot. Instead, it's going to be 3rd down. Fafita to the air. He's got a lot of time, but no one got open. Eventually, pressure got in, and the sack is going to give us the football back, and it's going to necessitate an offensive possession for us to do anything. 4th down and 4. We're going to try to go for it here. 7 minutes to play. We know our defense is going to be able to stop him forever. Finn throwing, and just floated one up, and that's going to be intercepted. Pressure got in his face, and he just threw one up. He didn't want to take another sack, and instead he throws a touchdown, but it's to the wrong team. Now down by 17, Wildcat formation, little toss and flip back to Finn, and he fumbled the football. He just hesitated too long and didn't throw it, and now it's 27-10. Arizona has the football, a great field position. They get McMillan the football, and even though McMillan is a dominant ball winner, they wanted to get him his touches, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown Arizona. It is 34-10, and this game is all but over. Baylor takes the football back, just kind of choose clock. Arizona plays some soft defense. Baylor was only able to move the football once Arizona just stopped trying to play, basically. Under 2 minutes to play, Finn steps up, he rolls left, he's trying to throw. Maybe could run it, he wants to throw, and he's got a touchdown to Monterey Baldwin. But that's going to be a touchdown that doesn't do much of anything except make the score look a little bit closer. And Arizona rolls on with another victory, their 6th of the season. And Baylor's 2-game win streak stops just there at 2 games. And Baylor now, if they want to somehow make a bowl game, they got to win out. But it's not looking good for our Bears. And this offense looked a lot more like it did in the first 5 weeks of the season rather than the last 2 weeks. 150 yards of offense. Finn did a whole lot of mistakes and bad plays, interceptions, pressure got to him. I mean, he hasn't been able to handle some of the crowd and the atmosphere of these road games. I mean, this is a guy who was playing his whole career at Toledo, playing in the MAC, so going up to Big 12 and playing, top-tier competition, you're not going to be able to adjust from half-empty stadiums, no disrespect to Toledo, to hostile environments. But getting to recruiting before we hit the final game of this video, for those of you who are also new to the series, I do want to let you know that the conferences are a little different. I didn't want to do the whole super conference stuff, so where my dynasty differs from other people's dynasties is the fact that I restored the conference. I'm not playing no Big 12 football against Cincinnati and UCF. I'm playing Big 12 football against Texas and Oklahoma, so I kind of restored the conferences there. I mean, I made the Pac-12 whole again, and there's no such thing as a Pac-2 in this universe, so that game against Arizona was a non-conference one. I just wanted to play Tetaroa and McMillan, thought that'd be fun. Arizona's in the Pac-12 with all the other schools, so you don't got to worry about that. Everything is pretty much in line with what it was before. So you can let me know what you think of that being kind of the direction of the conferences and everything. I want to have the Power 5 and everything how it was before, none of the super conference stuff. We do get a commit as we advance to the next week where our final game will take place, and it is going to be cornerback Julius Jackson. He's a cornerback who's going to be joining a secondary that has been our lone bright spot for this team. Our secondary has been our best unit so far. Tevin Williams, Caden Jenkins, Devin Bobby all have been great players, and they're all players that are not even seniors. So Jackson is going to join that room and hopefully get to develop. He's not a player who's going to be playing day one. He might take a little bit of time, but he can eventually have a skill set to where he could play in the nickel or maybe even outside. I do know he's a slot player, but I think he does have some outside corner potential if he can get a little bit better in his coverage. I know his speed is a little bit of a liability potentially, but I think he can hold up on the outside if he develops well. For our final game of the video, wouldn't you know, we're taking on another top 25 opponent. It's going to be our third one in this video, and we were not able to take down Arizona, but we did take down Texas Tech. Let's see what we can do this time around in another rivalry game. It is going to be 7-1 TCU coming to town here as we try to defend our home turf against one of our biggest rivals. TCU and Baylor have had many a great games over the years. We start with a little RPO check down. It's going to be Eric McAllister. The quarterback for TCU is Josh Hoover, a sophomore who is going to throw a bubble screen outside left now, and it's going to be another big gain on the screen. TCU working that underneath. Our secondary is our lone bright spot, but here we get a little bit of a bright spot. It's our pass rush getting a sack now, third down, and TCU maybe trying to exploit the underneath because testing our secondary deep hasn't been the most effective, but we catch a break there. Now third down and 3, Baylor's first possession, and they get right into pressure. Hit as he's thrown. Baylor goes 3 and out, and that's going to be hopefully not a trend like it was in the Arizona game. Baylor gets a quick stop, and we take the football back, third down and 2, sweeping it, and just nowhere to go. The outside was contained, the inside was eaten up, and 2 straight 3 and outs for Baylor, but can we get one back from TCU? Third down and 13, screen was set up, and there we go, 3 and out. Now we're going back and forth with a bunch of 3 and outs between these two teams, and it's a fast-moving first quarter because no one could get anything going on offense. Baylor goes 3 and out. TCU now on third down, and it's going to be dropping to throw. Hoover underneath. There's a first down. Finally, the streak was broken. But speaking of broken, he got a broken tackle. And Cam Cook takes it to the 30. It should have been a short pickup. Instead, it turns into a massive gain. And TCU now Hoover to throw outside. That's going to be caught for a first down. And brought down. It's going to be Savion Williams as we get into the second quarter now. 15-yard line throwing. End zone. Intercepted. That's Baylor taking it back. Tevin Williams taking it out of the end zone. And he's going to run down the sidelines. Can they catch him? Tevin Williams. It's going to be all the way. Back-to-back weeks with a pick six. And Tevin Williams gets a spark going once again. He's turned into one of the best nickel corners in the nation. Ignore the fact that we missed the extra point. We are up 6-0 here. Both offenses have struggled aside from one big play. TCU throwing the bubble screen, and it's going to be caught for another first down gain. They've gone to it 3 times, and it's worked 3 times. Play action now. Hoover, pressure in his face, and he gets it out. That's going to be caught. A lot of room to run. Baylor sent that house, and Savion Williams beat the blitz, and Hoover did a great job there. Bubble screen once again, and that's going to be 4 for 4. Baylor can't stop it, and they are beating the Baylor blitz very effectively. This Baylor defense has gotten more and more aggressive as the season has gone on, and it's worked out, but not here, as first and goal is now set up for the TCU offense. Skip ahead, 3rd and goal now. Hoover to throw, clean pocket, touchdown. And it's going to be TCU taking the lead now with the extra point. Offense has done absolutely nothing, and it's going to be intercepted. And I think we've hit our breaking point with Daquan Finn, who has just routinely turned the football over. Now it's played about 6 quarters of horrible football, and now it's going to be a quick touchdown. Cam Cook. And Baylor, not wanting to fall behind too much, has made a quarterback change. It's going to be Brayson McHenry taking over. Play action, rollout, and he throws the check down late, and he immediately throws a pick. I can tell you that Daquan Finn won the starting job for a reason. He was the clear best quarterback, and the reason it's taken us so long to go to a backup, despite how bad he's played this season, is we don't have another quarterback on the roster that we feel comfortable with, as Baylor will force a field goal try. But I mean, this team has seen Blake Shapen transfer to Mississippi State in the past season. We've seen Kyron Drones be a quarterback on this team. Now he's playing great football at Virginia Tech. We've also had Gary Bohannon. He's starting off at some other school. I think he's at BYU. I mean, this team has lost so many quarterbacks that, I mean, you could see why we had to go to Toledo to grab our quarterback for this season. And you could see why we've been hesitant to turn to any of our backups, because none of them are exactly Big 12 quarterbacks right now. Still, though, it's an 8-point game. Maybe not all as bad, as Hoover will throw, and he's got an open man, and on the run, breaking a tackle, and Savion Williams is gone. Touchdown, TCU. And this team is slowly losing some confidence here. Still, there may be some time to fix it as we get into the second half, as it's going to be a handoff. That's going to be Richardson. And Richardson gets a big gain and a first down. He's up over 50 yards in the game. 2nd down and 11. McHenry will go play action, and the swarm gets in. He's sacked. And it's going to be very long distance here on 3rd down. McHenry to throw, and he's going to go up top. That's going to be caught, and it's going to be not quite a first down, but sets us up in a manageable 4th down situation. Can we get the ball maybe to Ketron Jackson once more? He's going to throw over the middle, and that's going to be caught. Hal Presley has it. Maybe we can get some momentum back if we could get this ball in the end zone here. McHenry throwing, and that is just a brutal throw. He needed to throw that one outside, back shoulder, sideline it. It was a wheel route. Instead, he throws it all the way inside and just gives TCU the football. And Cam Cook is making people look silly right now. He gets a big run. It is 2nd down and 3 in the red zone. It's going to be Cook. First down inside the 5 now. Goal to go. Cook comes out. Backup comes in. Hoover will throw. And he's got time, and he's got a touchdown. And that is going to just extend the lead all the more. It is Trent Battle with the touchdown. And 31-9 here in the 4th quarter, just trying to set up a screen, and we can't even run a screen. I mean, we've had to do so much simple stuff and dumb down our offense so much that now they're seeing our screens out before we can even get them to our receivers. And this game is just all over. TCU got the ball back very shortly after, handing it off to Cam Cook, and it's going to be a touchdown, and not even going to bother showing you the last 7 minutes, because nothing happened for this Baylor offense as TCU runs us off our own field 45-9, and we made a quarterback change. And I mean, you can see, for anyone who's kept up with the episodes previously, for how bad Finn has played, you can see why we have been hesitant to make a quarterback change, as even though Finn plays bad, everyone else can seemingly play a whole lot worse. Finn is going to reassume his job as a starter. And this team, for those of you wondering why I picked Baylor, why I didn't go with a traditional one-star school, for those of you who are new, it's because, man, this Baylor team has a lot to fix, and also there's just a lot of fun to be had here. I mean, senior quarterbacks, senior running backs, 6 senior receivers, 5 senior linebackers, the whole team's just going to be different next year. This team is a patchwork job of just misfits from other schools just trying to get an opportunity here because this team has lost so much. But if I got some good news for you, it's the fact that the season will end in the next episode. What we are going to do for the next episode, since I kind of started the new format at the midpoint of the season, basically, I'm going to play the final 3 games and show them to you for the next episode, and we'll do the off-season. So you'll get 3 games and the off-season next episode. And then by next season, when we get to season 2, we'll do 4 games, 4 games, 4 games. So 3 episodes to knock out the regular season, and then whatever bowl game postseason we get, we will lump that in with the off season. So you can let me know how you like that format. For those of you who are, previously watching the series, watching this, let me know what you think. And for those of you who I hope are the new members of the channel, new subscribers and new viewers that I have, let me know what you think, if this is going to be a more easy to consume way to watch the Dynasty content, as I still really want to make this series, and I still really like this series, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's obviously different from the one-off videos that I do. Let me know what you are thinking. Let me know what you think of the commentary style here, if you want me to be a little bit more maybe laid back instead of being the strict commentator here, if you'd prefer me to just kind of talk through the games, or if you'd prefer me to be like I'm in the booth commentating the game. So whatever is going to make it more fun for you guys to watch and going to keep this series alive, I want to know. So let me know what you think. I'm fine with adapting. This is my kind of attempt to adapt the series to make it a more fun and easy to watch series for you guys. So, I'm all about trying to make this series work. But let's get into our 2 commits before we wrap things up. We got Jamie Peterson here, another player kind of in the mold of Sam Maeva. We needed some run-stop help for this team, especially with the players that we're going to be graduating. So he's another hybrid D-end run-stopper type. You can kind of see what I was, maybe going after here. If we can get one of these players to play maybe, on the inside on certain downs, maybe load up the box in certain situations when we play certain teams. We want to just have versatility and flexibility on our D-line. And then we got Shane Clinton, a 4-star safety, so a pretty big acquisition here. I really was interested in his ability to potentially be a contributor day one. This is a team in Baylor where we use 3 safeties on the field in a lot of different situations, especially to compensate for our lack of good linebacker play. So Clinton is a player who can do a little bit of everything. He can cover, he can come down and help in the run game, he can hit, he can tackle pretty effectively. He's going to be able to play a lot of different positions. I can see him playing free safety, strong safety. I can see him playing a little bit closer to the line if he needs to. Plus, also, he could potentially even play nickel and dime packages in certain situations when we run zone coverage. So I think Clinton has a lot of potential to play in year 1 for this team, and I'm excited to see what he can do for us next year. And that will wrap things up for this video. Let me know what you all think. Like I said, any comments or opinions on how I changed the format of the series. Let me know what you think, if this is going to be something that you're going to be more interested in watching. I'm really, into this series, and I want to have at least some sort of consistent series on the channel aside from those one-off videos that I do. And also the fact that those videos take 15 plus hours to make, and a Baylor video is a lot quicker to make. So rather than just uploading once or twice a week, I can get some other stuff out there on the channel for you guys. So honestly, just let me know what you think. Any and all criticism or feedback is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe, so all that stuff is super helpful. And I will see you guys all in the next one.